We shall.
Is that your disclaimer?
Yes, this following is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to characters, or to people, any resemblance in the characters to people, living or dead, is entirely coincidence. The opinions, I feel like we should start adding that the opinions stated in the scripts are not necessarily those of Mount Union or WRMU or its affiliates. Please don't sue us.
We love you. Is everyone ready?
Yes.
Okay, then let's dive right
Wait,
in.
I need one. Georgia,
Here,
share.
You're good?
Okay, wait, you're closer to her. Share.
Here, you have more.
Me,
Wait.
you? Wait.
Yes. Get up here.
We're not organized today. Hi.
No, it's such a messed up day.
It's
you don't even
okay.
know.
It's okay.
It's
But we're
okay.
here and we're getting through this.
We're here
so.
and we love you.
Yeah,
So
and we're
thank you.
human, so yes. So
You are.
Okay, take it away.
All right.
Oh wait, no. Oh, we gotta say the title. The
Yeah.
title is Elizabeth Won't Help Me Think of a Title.
Thanks, guys.
I'm British, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I was like, Liam should totally be British, and Georgia's like, okay. I totally was the one who decided he was
Yes.
British.
It was
Georgia's like,
awesome.
it don't matter to me.
All
yeah,
right.
and then I incorporated that into his backstory. Anyway.
Oh my goodness, I haven't been Liam in a while. I'm sorry if I mess up.
It's okay.
All right.
But the title is Elizabeth Won't Help Me Think of a Title because I was sitting there, I'm like, we gotta think of a title, and Elizabeth, you're on your own, dude.
All right.
And by
All
Georgia
right.
McCartney and Elizabeth Wheeler.
Okay. So skating, huh? Are you sure we could do this? Wait, I mean, are you sure I could do this? I mean, I've never skated before, Abby. I mean, I'm probably no good, but then again, everybody has to start somewhere.
Abigail nodded happily, reassuring her new friend. She held up a message on her board reading,
It's difficult at first, but it's really fun all the same.
Liam reluctantly agreed.
I guess, if you say so, Abigail.
That's the spirit.
Liam laughed nervously. Just then, he looked over to see two other people glancing their way.
Hey, are those guys staring at us?
He asked in a hushed tone. Abigail turned around, spotting the two Liam was referring to. She smiled and wrote a new message on her board in big letters with several smiley faces on it. It read,
Hi.
The pair, a boy and a girl who looked unmistakably like sister and brother, saw the message and smiled sheepishly. They came over to Liam and Abigail, the girl picking up her skateboard as she came. The boy spoke first.
Hello, we're sorry to have been eavesdropping. We just thought your conversation was interesting, I suppose.
His sister poked him with her skateboard.
Now that we've introduced ourselves in the most awkward way possible, it's time for proper introductions. I'm Anne, and this is my brother, Daniel.
Dan, actually. What are your names?
Don't worry, you guys are fine. If anyone is awkward around here, it's me. My name's Liam.
Abigail held up her board.
And I'm Abigail, Liam's friend.
Hello, Liam and Abigail. If you don't mind my asking, what's up with the whiteboard?
This elicited another poke from Anne with the skateboard. Liam became flustered, more so than usually.
Oh, that's because it's because Abby is Abby, should I tell them or should you?
Abigail smiled and chuckled a voiceless laugh. She waved her hand, signaling to Liam that it was indeed okay to tell them.
All right. You're right. I do worry too much. Anyway, the answer to your question, Abigail is a mute with the whiteboard, and her main way of communication it's her main way of communicating with others.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, it's neat that you found a way to work with your disability.
Anne corrected her brother, not wanting it to sound like they thought it was cool that she couldn't talk.
Do you think of yourself as her translator, Liam?
Or is it maybe more the other way around?
Anne joked to Abigail. She could tell that Abby was the one with more of a head on her shoulders. Abigail smiled wide as Liam spoke.
Yeah, it kind of does seem like that when she's the one translating for me some days. I really didn't talk a lot to try to get my point across, but if she could get it done simply with only a few words.
Abigail blushed.
Liam helps me out too, though.
I do?
Abigail smiled and nodded.
Yeah, I guess I do. Oh, now I know what she means. I showed her, how to whistle really loudly the other day. She already knew how in the software whistle, but it was the whistle where you put your fingers in under your mouth.
Oh, cool. I've always wanted to be able to do that.
And I've never wanted him to be able to do that because I would have to live with it. Do you like skating, Abigail? I saw you were encouraging Liam to try it.
Abigail giggled her own special laugh and nodded. These two were very funny to her. Even though she just met them, she was looking forward to getting to know them more. She shook her head yes at Anne's question.
Abigail's got like a million talents. She could sew, paint, write, garden, as well as run, skate, and swim. I'm still learning half of that stuff. But she's a great teacher, too.
Abigail blushed again at her friend's praise.
Oh, that's very good then. Will you give lessons? I totally need to learn some of that stuff.
Well, maybe not lessons, but I do feel like it would be awesome to hang out together sometime. Would you guys be interested in that? We were about done here for the day, but we could meet up and skate again sometime. Or maybe try something new. We're pretty excited by new things, in case you couldn't tell. And I get the feeling that you guys are too.
Oh, you read us like books. We totally love to try new things. Well, mostly Abigail, but I'm learning to branch out too, and I'd have to say I'm enjoying it so far. but yeah, I'd be up to meeting up again. How about you, Abigail?
Abigail nodded her head enthusiastically. She just made some new friends. How exciting. She pulled up her number on her cell phone and flipped it around so Dan and Anne could see.
Perfect. This is awesome. Now I'm very glad we came to the rink today. We almost did it.
Abigail was already holding her board as Anne put the number into her phone. She quickly wrote,
Why not?
We've just had a lot going on. School and life and everything, you know? But we had a free day, and Dan mentioned we hadn't gone skating in a while. It was definitely worth the trip to have made new friends.
Well, I'm very glad you both came out today. It was nice to meet you, Dan and Anne.
Liam nodded.
Oh, yeah, I agree with what Abigail said, or, wrote. But, yeah, I'm glad we bumped into each other. Well, we didn't really bump into each other, but you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. Now get out there and try something new, Liam. But do try not to literally bump into anyone, if you know what I mean.
I'm probably going to make a few mistakes and bump into people too, but hey, I'm never going to learn if I don't get out there and try, right? So I'll try to be less afraid of making mistakes. And hey, I'll make more great people like you guys along the way.
And
That was cute.
Yeah.
Can I just say I really love being Liam?
I love you being Liam.
she makes a great Liam.
I was like,
Your awkward laugh at the end.
Yeah,
I saw you were like,
Liam's main stitch is to be awkward, and you're doing that well.
I was like, if I mess up, it really doesn't matter.
But yeah, Clarice, you did really well as Anne.
Well, thank you.
Congrats to Clarice.
Yeah.
This is your first radio role, is it
Yeah.
not?
And
Definitely.
She is, like,
Very
so
special.
natural
She is
at this.
on
and
it.
Well,
she's
I'm
going
glad.
for it. Yeah, and you
Feels
did
really
good
cool.
as Dan too, Elizabeth.
you.
Yeah. But yeah, it was
That
funny
was- that
because
was-
Elizabeth and
that
I
was
were
fun.
talking. We're like, it's like, let's choose a mute character for radio.
brilliant.
Right?
That totally
But
makes
yeah.
sense.
But yeah,
Totally.
but any thoughts about that script? Because it's nice to talk about it. You know.
I really love Liam.
Liam's adorable.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, because I was just all like, we're like, Clinton and Liam should be related. And we're like, and then I'm like, he should be British. And we're like, and then like, I acted him out and I'm like, I love this guy.
Christina has a history with Liam.
I really do.
well, it was kind of sorry to butt in. Jane.
No,
I
you're
just
good,
told you
You're
to
good.
thought,
I'm
but, like,
formulating my thought.
okay, because Liam came about because in Abigail's script I needed a random guy to help her up.
Yeah.
And it kind of ended with this guy helping her up. And I showed it to Christina and she's like, don't end it there. I want to know who this guy is. So I'm like, okay, who is this guy? And I just kind of thought out who he would be, and that's how I made Liam.
Yeah. I just wanted to point out, I thought it was kind of funny that Anne was like trying to like kind of fix what Dan was saying. Like Dan would say something and she'd kind of be like, but also
I feel like it's a good representation of their relationship.
I love Clarice. I love you in that part because I feel like you're diplomatic like that. I've seen you do
Oh,
that.
oh no, I
That was a good
would.
casting choice.
Yeah, no.
I was.
I enjoyed the part.
Yeah, I just thought that was adorable.
But yeah, I also thought it was funny because it's like, so do you translate for Abigail or does Abigail
Yeah.
translate for you?
That was adorable and like perfect. I literally like fangirled for a second there.
Elizabeth wrote that line. I'm like, that's perfect, Elizabeth. That's a
I
good
really
way to sum
did.
these guys
Like
up.
nobody could see me except you guys, but I totally did.
They
I was like,
They believe you.
There was arm flailing.
There really
For
was.
those of you that cannot see that.
arm flail
motion.
means fangirl.
Yes.
Yes.
I should just like tweet that right now.
Do it. You can.
I
do
really
it.
will.
Okay.
All right. What have we got next, guys?
Okay. Do you want to play any music before this, or are
No,
you... Okay.
it's after.
okay.
Oh, that means it's sad music,
It
isn't
is. It is.
I'm tweeting,
okay.
guys.
So somebody's gonna. You're gonna have to help me with this, Christina. It's the next story we've got is called A Twist of Fate, and it's the continuation of a script we've been doing for a while.
Yeah.
And our two main characters are Quinn and Russell.
Do we want to give the synopsis?
Oh my goodness! Wait,
Yeah.
let me get
To
chapstick
kind
first.
of.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
But yeah,
here.
Jamie, give the synopsis and
Yeah. Okay. So I just to kind of sum it up.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a
what-
continuation you guys need to know about.
Yeah, it's been a series that we've been doing for the past couple weeks. It starts out with Russell Ramiro. He's a journalist and he has time travel powers, which he uses to prevent disasters and also to kind of write about. He knows what he's writing about.
Yeah. He's
Which
like,
is
I was there.
I was gonna say good for his job. And then we have Quinn, who does Quinn have a last name? Did we give him
Yates.
Yates? Quinn Yates. Okay, he is a con man who's been stealing for like longer than he can remember. Like that's been his life. And the two of these men happen to become friends. They met in a bar one night and
Yeah,
just started
because
talking.
Russell-
And
I gotta tell the beautiful irony of this because Russell was like
my
at a
goodness.
bar and he was like flipping out because like he's been reporting on all these thefts and he's like,
Yeah.
man, I can't catch this thief. And then Quinn was there on a con. He's like, hey, I'm gonna steal from this owner. Hey, this guy looks depressed. Hey, I'm gonna talk to you.
yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm going to talk to you and cheer you up, even though he was the exact guy that Russell was all like down about trying to find.
Exactly. And as they were about to swap numbers, because they swap numbers, and he's like flipping through his journalist pad, and it's like the thief headed up this place, and he's flipping through these pages, like, man, I already wrote on these, and Quinn's seeing these, he's like, oh,
He's like,
gosh.
oh,
Oh.
he's like,
Yeah, I've been there.
yeah.
I've been there. Oh,
Yeah.
I stole that.
I was that guy.
But so they became friends.
Ironically.
And yes.
Yes.
And Quinn found out eventually about Russell's
Yeah,
time travel
because
powers because
I'll
Russell
kinda-
used them to basically stop something from happening and
Yeah,
save
they
Quinn's
went-
life.
I need to go into more depth about that. I
Yeah.
feel. Yeah. What happened was there was like a masquerade party, but there was like a glass leak explosion and like
Yeah.
blew the place sky high, and it's like hurt. a
And
bunch of
Russell
people.
was like, no. So he
Yeah.
went back
Yes.
to stop that from happening, which, funny enough, it kind of happened because Quinn lit his cigarette in the basement.
Yes.
So he stopped him from lighting the cigarette because smoking will kill you.
Yeah.
But so then eventually Russell, in turn, found out about Quinn's
Oh yeah.
thievery.
Yeah. Well,
We're like
after-
Quinn
Yeah.
told him.
wait, I gotta.
Yeah, you
the
guys
next part-
explain. I'm tweaking.
You keep going. We're missing parts.
It's okay. The next part, it's hard because there was so much. To
I know.
this,
There was a
but-
lot.
Yeah, the next part after that masquerade, they all go to a donut shop because Russell's feeling really close to this Quinn guy.
Oh yeah, and we meet Rosanna, who
Yeah.
is Russell's girlfriend, who's a model and is sweet.
yes.
Elizabeth does her perfectly, by the way.
Yeah. she's
Yes,
really good.
and so
Thank
they're
you.
all friends.
Yeah, and Quinn's really happy about this, but
Yeah.
he feels that he really wants their friendship to be. It's like, okay, if I'm really gonna be friends with you, you
He's
gotta
like,
know
I gotta
everything."
tell him. So
Yes.
he
So he tells him.
And Russell's not happy about that, but he kind of sympathizes with Quinn and tries to help him like turn over a new leaf and stop, living this life of crime. And that works for a while. And
Like
then
3 months.
Yeah,
3
for like
months.
3 months. And then Quinn cracks and he goes to steal a painting.
It's like this famous painting.
It's this
and
really,
he's like,
yeah. He
"I
goes,
need it."
yes. And Russell goes back in time to stop him. So Quinn ends up not stealing the painting, but he runs away, flees the scene of the crime, and Russell ends up getting caught instead because he's, the alarm system goes off.
Yeah, and it's like, hey,
So-
freeze.
I was like, hey, you're in this museum. You're not supposed to be here. We're taking you in. So that was the last time the two saw each other, and now
Yeah.
Quinn's kind of running out and about.
Yeah, Russell was in jail for a little bit. And
Yeah.
We got to mention this part. After, like, Russell was in jail and he hasn't heard from Quinn. And Quinn is just kind of thinking over all that happened, too. And in the script last week, Quinn actually goes back to the scene. He's like, Russell, are you still there? Come out,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Russell's not there. He's in jail.
Yeah.
So.
So eventually Russell gets out, calls his girlfriend, like, hey, I'm sorry you haven't heard from me. Here's what happened. And she's like, oh, gosh. Because she's out. She's out
on a
of
business trip
she's
for
out
a
of
while.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah. So eventually Russell meets this boy named Cornelius who comes to him because he wants Russell to use his powers to help save his mother who
She got hit in a
gets
crosswalk.
hit. Yeah, she gets
Like,
hit by a
there's this
car.
crazy driver.
Elizabeth
and
is
she
feeling
gets
the
hit.
feels already.
Yeah. She gets
Are you
like,
reading ahead?
Yes,
But
I'm reading my lines.
so they go back and they're able to save Cornelius's mother,
Yeah.
but the car still comes by.
Yes. They
And
don't prevent the car from coming by. They just prevent.
yeah,
the car from
they don't
crossing
stop the
walk.
car. So guess who ends up getting hurt
Yeah,
instead.
the car, it was like a hit and run, and so the car didn't have Cornelius's mom to hit anymore. So it hit like this tree that was going to be scheduled for demolition.
And then the tree,
was about to fall and hit Cornelius, but
Russell pushes him out of the way.
Yes.
So now Cornelius has
The powers.
Yeah.
Russell's powers.
Because Russell flipped out. He's like, man, I'm not going to make this.
And
I got to pass on my powers. And
because-
Cornelius is right there. And he's like, here, take these powers.
Because if a person with those powers dies with the powers,
Yeah.
then everything that they've
George,
done
you
with
might
those
wanna move closer to the
powers
microphone.
Okay.
is
Okay.
erased.
Yes.
Clarice is making faces.
Well, this is just like an interesting story.
I was gonna say this is what we've been doing for the past couple weeks. So,
Everybody's been laughing.
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's where we left off. So Cornelius is running around with these powers he doesn't entirely understand.
Yeah.
Russell is dead. Quinn doesn't know. Rosanna doesn't know.
See what we've got here?
And apparently this is where it
And
ends tonight. So
Are you guys excited?
I'm
excited.
We
really
are super
excited. I wanna
Jamie,
start.
Jamie, I really hope you love this.
If I start crying in the middle of this, I apologize.
Because
It's
Christina
okay.
and I were rehearsing this, and
Yes.
we're like, we're gonna break Jamie's heart, and then it's like, us as authors are even affected by this. We're rehearsing this, and we're like,
really
you know
are.
what? I can't do this anymore. And we're
Yeah.
rehearsing in a room. I pretend to open the window and jump out. I'm like, see you later, dude. I
Yeah.
can't do this. She's like, I can't do it either. And she jumps
jump
out
out the
after
window
me.
too.
Yeah, she's like, oh hey, you broke my fall. I'm like, oh.
All right.
But yeah.
Are we ready
So,
to
are you
start?
ready for the super
Clarice?
emotional story?
Oh, okay.
Elizabeth knows, kinda.
Oh
Clarice,
gosh, don't. Okay.
Are you ready for the feels?
Because
I'm
Christina and I
ready.
were
You
were
ready?
planning this out,
yeah.
and we knew
Yeah.
what was going to happen in advance. So I'm like drawing this picture.
Oh, Elizabeth's like, let's just start.
Yeah, Elizabeth has some insight that the rest of us
Yeah,
don't.
so Elizabeth
She's
saw
reading
one of
ahead
these
a little
pictures
bit.
and she's like, oh gosh, so that's what happened. I'm like, oh, so you know. But Jamie,
so
Jamie
I
doesn't
don't know yet.
Oh,
So
Elizabeth, I want to hug you, and you really hate me right now. You hate
It's
both
okay.
of us.
It's
so
okay.
again, the
Let's just
disclaimer: the following is a work of fiction. Any opinions are not necessarily those of Mount Union or WRMU or any of its affiliates. We love you. Please don't sue us. Enjoy.
So, you are listening to Starcatchers on the Airwaves, WRMU 91.1, the radio voice of Mount Union. And this is the final episode of Russell and Quinn, titled A Twist of Fate, written by Georgia McCartney and Christina Zordich. Jamie?
Take it away. Quinn was finishing up his last bit of packing. He bit his lip as he counted his boxes, making sure that all the important things were packed away. He never really had much, considering he was always on the move. He needed to go out and get a few more boxes. A few of them were tearing apart from being moved around so much. Maybe he'd stop being so cheap and finally buy those plastic containers instead. He stepped outside his apartment and locked his door, taking his time to walk down the stairs, knowing that this would be one of the last times he ever would. The brunette stepped outside, seeing the busy city around him. He walked with his hands in his pocket to the bus stop, enjoying the sun as he walked. He sighed as he sat down at the bus stop and looked at his watch.
I'm probably early, huh?
He turned and grabbed a newspaper from the stand next to him and noticed the title on the front page. Local journalist crushed by tree in freak accident. Quinn's eyes widened. There was a profile picture of Russell, smiling that good old smile, making a peace sign. He read further.
What? No! Russell!
He sat up from the bus stop and began walking home, taking out his cell phone and dialing Russell's number.
Come on, you silly goof.
We're sorry, but the number you dialed is out of service. Please try dialing the number again.
What? Out of service? Did he change his number or did his phone get crushed? He decided to call Rosanna instead. He bit his lip as he waited for her to answer. Rosanna hummed pleasantly as she brushed out her long pink hair. She had just finished a shoot and it felt good to let her hair down. Just then, she heard her phone go off. She looked down to where it sat on her vanity. The caller ID flashed Quinn Yates. She gulped. Rosanna wasn't sure how she felt about that man, but Russell seemed to respect him and see the best in him. Maybe she could do that too. After a few rings, she answered the phone.
Hello there.
Hey, Rosanna. I saw what happened in the paper. Is Russell alright? Like, Can I ever see him again? I didn't read too far ahead. I couldn't bear it.
Are you talking about his jail sentence? He called me the other day saying he was luckily cleared of all suspicion. I don't know why that would be in the papers, though. It's kind of old news.
What? Are you saying you don't know? Russell was in an accident. He got crushed by a tree or something. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't read that much into it. I figured someone would have told you.
But Russell was in an accident? He was crushed? This is the first I've heard anything of this, Quinn. Quinn, please tell me everything you know.
Like I said, I don't know the details, but I can look. It says here that the witnesses saw that he jumped out of the way for a little boy, but he got hit instead. Well, that's what he gets for being so selfless. Also it says here that he didn't die and is being treated at the hospital, and he's not doing so well. He's in a coma. Rosanna, what do I do? I need to make sure he's all right and apologize to him. I feel like this is my fault.
Rosanna burst out in tears. Quinn couldn't see it, but she sunk to her knees. A part of her wished Quinn was there in person so he could give her another one of those big, comforting hugs. She needed one of those now more than ever.
I can't believe this. I can't believe this would happen to my Russell.
After a few moments, she composed herself.
Well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to book the first flight back that I can find. And Quinn, you know what you have to do. Go see him in the hospital. Be at his side. Please, I beg of you, give him a friendly face to wake up to.
Way ahead of you, Rosanna. I'll call you when I know more information.
He turned off his phone and placed it in his pocket. He quickly wrapped the newspaper under his arm and ran back to his apartment. He didn't care if anyone saw him in his car, the one that he took the night he went to the museum to take the painting. He didn't care if some passerby noticed him and reported him. There was no time for a bus ride. He needed to get there now. Quinn ran as fast as he could back to the apartment and hopped in his black car, revving the engine and making his way to the hospital. He looked back at the newspaper every so often as he drove, which was sitting on the passenger seat. He pulled into the hospital and ran inside, seeing the receptionist at the front window.
Hey, I'm here to see Russell Ramiro. Can you tell me where he's being held? He's a good friend of mine.
The receptionist was a bit surprised to see Quinn rush in like that.
Russell Ramiro. Oh my, him. Let me check for you. Oh, here we go. He's being held in room 215.
Just then, a nurse walked up.
You're here to see that Romero fellow? Good. Come with me. I was just heading to his room. I'm so happy to see that someone has come to see him. You see, we've had trouble contacting people close to him because his phone was smashed in the accident.
Thank you. Yeah, I tried calling him and got an out of service message. Then I called his girlfriend. She had no idea what happened. I was the one who had to break the news to her.
You're welcome. Thank you for breaking the news. I'm glad someone else knows now. The poor fellow hasn't had many visitors. I've tried talking to him a few times myself, but he's still unresponsive.
The two walked to the room and the nurse paused.
Well, here we are.
There in the room laid Russell in a bed. His eyes were closed and he had scratches all over his face and arms. The nurse walked up and laid an extra blanket over him.
He's all yours. If you have more questions, I can answer them. If not, I'll be off. I've got another patient to attend to.
Nah, it's all right. I'll stay by him as long as I can. Thank you again.
He watched as the nurse walked away. He sighed and rested his hands in his pockets. He really needed a smoke right now, but he knew he couldn't do that in the hospital. He moved a chair that was next to the window and scooted it closer to Russell. The only sound he heard was the heart monitor.
Hey, buddy. You're looking pretty good for getting squished by a tree,
he said as he sat down. He leaned over and folded his hands together.
I'm probably the last person you want to see when you wake up, but Rosanna can't be here, so I guess I'm the next best thing, huh? Can you hear me at all? Or are you just faking it so that you don't have to speak to me? Russell? Wake up. Wake up, you son of a biscuit.
The other man just lied there, unable to respond. The heart rate monitor beeped slowly as his chest rose up and down. He wasn't faking it. He had been out since the time of the accident. The doctors had said he could make a good recovery, but he needed to wake up first. Quinn watched Russel's limp body for a moment and sighed, looking down at the floor, and ran his hand through his hair.
Your girlfriend's gonna kill me if something happens to you. Well, she probably won't since she's a sweetheart, but she'd need something to take out her emotional distress on. And hey, who needs me around, right?
Quinn was right. Rosanna probably wouldn't take her stress out on Quinn, but she would probably need a hug or two. Heck, Russell would want to hug Quinn too after all that had happened. Little murmurs came from Quinn's mouth. His eyes were starting to water. He took out a handkerchief from his blazer pocket and wiped his nose. After doing so, he took out the necklace that he stole at the masquerade party.
I never had the heart to sell this locket. Besides,
He said as he opened Russell's hand and placed it in his palm, closing his fingers around it.
I think he'll look better on you.
For the longest time, Russell wasn't able to feel or respond to anything, but as the locket was placed in his hand, he felt a sense of warmth. He still wasn't awake or aware of his surroundings, but he felt an odd sense of comfort. Quinn lowered his head, his forehead resting on the bars on the side of the hospital bed.
I kept it because I couldn't get rid of it. Every time I looked at it, I thought of you and how you saved my life. It's one memory I wanted to keep, in case I never got to see you again. I knew this day would come, for me to run away, or for something to happen to one of us. I never thought it would happen to you, though.
Russell didn't foresee something like this happening to him either. Heck, he was a guy who could see the future, and he didn't see this coming. Or rather, he was a guy who could see the future. Russell wanted to grab onto whatever that feeling of warmth was. He tried to tell his fingers to cling harder to whatever was in his hand, but nothing more than a twitch resulted. Quinn sniffed and wiped his nose with his handkerchief once more.
You know, buddy, I was about to leave this city. I never thought you wanted to speak to me again. Heck, I wouldn't. But then I saw you were in the paper, and I had to come and see you. Russ, if you die, I'll have to leave for sure. Everywhere I go, I'll remember you. And I can't even go in that really good coffee shop anymore because of you and Rosanna.
Russell then tried again. This time he was successfully able to curl his fingers tighter around the object of warmth. It was strange. It felt cold and metallic, though. Just then, his hearing began to slowly return. Was someone talking to him? He heard words. But then he heard sobs and mumbles that became words again. They sounded familiar. Quinn looked at Russell and noticed the man's fingers twitch. His hand reached over and touched Russell's again.
Russ? Buddy, are you there? Come on, you could do this. You're a time traveler, for crying out loud. Who else can say that?
Russell felt even more warmth on his hand. It felt calming and welcoming, and then one of the mumbles started to come in clearer. Russ. Slowly, everything was starting to fall into place. Russell. That was his name. Someone was calling his name. He uncurled his fingers and tried to wrap them around the welcoming source. Quinn's brown eyes widened and his mouth fell open.
Russell!
He smiled at the little bit of hope, his hand grasping around Russell's a little tighter.
It's me, buddy.
Everything began to hit Russell then. He was coming to. The mumbles became understandable words. It's me, buddy. He recognized that voice. It was Quinn. Quinn was here. But where was he? Russell fidgeted. He began twitching his eyes. What was going on? Just then, he started feeling pain all over his body.
Russell!
Quinn leaned over and gave the man a very large hug, as gently as he could.
You're alive and well. Well, kind of. You can hear me. This calls for a celebration.
He looked around the room and saw a sink with a few plastic cups near it. He stood out of his seat.
We could drink as though we had the best wine on earth.
Russell began taking in everything. When he felt the warm embrace, he was sure it was definitely Quinn by his side. And with that, he slowly forced open his dark gray eyes. He was met with the sight of white. A lot of white. It looked like they were in a hospital room. A hospital room? Who was sick? Was Quinn sick? He tried to move, and pain shot down his spine. Ah, it was him. He was the one who was sick. He grunted and then looked for the source of Quinn's voice. He saw him and tried to speak.
Hi, Quinn.
Quinn turned back around and sat back down.
Hey, buddy! Do you want some water, or should I wait until you're feeling a little better? You've got that IV thingy in you, so I think drinking would be kind of pointless. I can drink on your behalf, though.
He couldn't stop smiling. He didn't care if Russell hated him or not. He was going to enjoy the moment before the subject of anything sappy was brought up. After all, Russell might want him out of his life forever, and this might be the last time he saw him.
Quinn, you're smiling. I'm happy. I'm happy to see you smile again.
Of course I'm smiling. I thought you were dead.
He stood up and went to the sink. He poured the water and handed one glass to Russell.
I got so excited I forgot about your water. Can you hold it, or do you want a straw?
He smiled again, glad to be taking care of his friend.
Dead? Why would you think that? And if you don't mind, could you just tip it up for me?
Sure. And, well, you see, you got crushed by a tree that was supposed to be taken down soon. It was all loose and dangerous and all that stuff. Guess I didn't take it down soon enough, huh?
Oh, you're right. I did get crushed by a tree. I got hurt. I didn't think I would.
Russell's eyes shot open and he grabbed Quinn.
That little boy Cornelius, is he okay?
What little boy? Oh, the one you pushed out of the way to save? That kid?
Yeah, him. I know he wasn't crushed, but he... Oh no. Oh no.
Russell then let go of Quinn. He opened up both his palms and looked frantically at them. Did he just give the power to control all of time to a 14-year-old boy? His head sank as he realized the reality he was now in.
I've lost it. My powers... I'm not a time traveler anymore.
He looked down and saw the locket in his hand. He looked up at Quinn, misty-eyed.
Well, I guess there's no one to stop you from getting more of these now.
What? No, I'm not going to steal just because you can't stop me now. I'll go steal because I want to. Or not. But how did you lose your powers? Did you try and go back and save your own life or something? Is that some kind of rule you can't break? Or how did that happen? Russell, you have to explain.
No. I went back in time to save someone else's life. And by doing so, I endangered my own. I didn't think I was going to make it when I was crushed by that tree. I panicked. I couldn't die with my powers. I couldn't. That means you would have.
Russell couldn't take it anymore. Tears started to roll down his face. Quinn leaned in after he saw Russell begin to cry.
Russ? What do you mean? I would have what? I would have what, Russell?
If a time travel dies with their powers, everything they've done with their powers is erased. I used my powers to save you that night. That dreadful night. You were one of the victims, Quinn.
Russell gulped. He lifted his head. The tears wouldn't stop as he looked at Quinn.
You probably would have died, Quinn.
As the words spilled out, Russell couldn't help but grab Quinn's shirt. He gripped it tight as more tears streamed down his face. Quinn's eyes widened.
What?
Even though he knew it had to be true already, that he would have died that day without Russell there to save them, he had no idea about the time-traveling powers going away.
So, you sacrificed yourself, your powers, to save my life? Again?
He looked down at the crying man, his eyes getting moist as well.
Yeah, well, the lives of all the people I've saved and the lives of people every time traveler before me has saved, but, I mean, your life came to mind pretty quickly.
Quinn was at a loss for words. He honestly didn't know what to say. Why would his life come to him first? He wasn't any more important than anyone else. Instead, he leaned in and held the man in his arms, his head resting gently on Russel's shoulder, careful not to hurt any wounds. As best as Russel could, he returned the hug. It hurt, but he didn't care.
Oh, Russ, so you don't hate me? I was so worried. I packed up my things and everything, ready to start my life in a different city. I figured that you didn't want to talk to me anymore, so there was no point in staying.
Of course I don't hate you, Quinn. I mean, things got difficult for us, but I don't hate you. Why do you think I was so happy to see you smile again? I wasn't sure if I'd ever get to see you again after that day at the museum. I'm glad you didn't leave.
Quinn's tears fell as Russel spoke. He was so glad that Russel had missed him too and was happy to see him.
Will you be alright? I felt as though I was here forever before you finally woke up. I didn't want to leave you here by yourself. I promised Rosanna I'd find you and take care of you until she gets here.
Russel wanted to tell Quinn to stop crying, but he was crying too.
I was out for a while, wasn't I? And you did? Man, that's sweet of you, Quinn. Thanks. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna be alright. It'll take a while to recover, but I'll be okay. Come see me again sometime, okay? Don't be a stranger.
Just then, a nurse walked by and saw Russel and Quinn. She nearly dropped the tray she was carrying.
Oh my goodness! He's awake! I'll go get a doctor.
And with that, she dashed off. Quinn smiled at Russell's words and turned when he saw the nurse.
Wow, I'm guessing the doctors weren't expecting you to wake up this soon. Maybe I was the one who saved your life this time, huh?
Yeah, I'd say that's a safe bet. You being here gave me a familiar friend to wake up to.
As Russell spoke, he looked down at his hand where the locket was. He quickly shoved it in his pocket. He didn't want the doctor seeing a missing, priceless necklace sitting in his hands. He patted Quinn on the back as the doctor started to walk in. Quinn nodded and held Russell's hand that had held the locket and squeezed it before he left the room.
I'll see you later, buddy.
All right. See you soon, Russ.
As Quinn was walking out into the hallway, a small figure bumped into him. The young boy dropped some flowers he was carrying. He looked at Quinn.
Mr. Ramiro? I'm sorry. You're someone else.
He bent down and started picking up the flowers he had dropped. Quinn bent down and helped the boy pick up his flowers.
It's all right. Hey, would you happen to be Cornelius? Russell was worried about you. What happened exactly? I'm his friend, Quinn.
I am Cornelius. You're Mr. Ramiro's friend?
The young boy's eyes started to water up.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. I hurt your friend. I didn't mean to hurt anyone.
Quinn reached out a hand and rested it on the boy's shoulder.
It's not your fault. He was helping you out. Russell is just like that. He saved my life too. It's just in his nature. Can you tell me exactly what happened, though? I only know a few details, and the doctor's in with Russell right now.
He is. And okay, I can tell you what happened.
He gathered the rest of the flowers and held them close to his chest as he spoke.
Russell, I mean Mr. Ramiro and I, we traveled back in time to try to save my mother. And we did. But the car that was going to hit her hit a tree that crushed Mr. Ramiro instead. I was so scared. And then he gave me his powers and passed out.
Quinn looked down at the floor and squeezed the boy's shoulder.
He gave you his powers. So that's what he meant about that. You're the one.
He looked up at the boy and stood.
I'm sure once Mr. Ramiro is better, he will show you how to use it. I'm sure you have a great heart, kid. Otherwise, I doubt he'd choose you. I know he wouldn't choose me. Some people might call me a bad guy.
Thank you, but I'm not sure that's true. I was just the one there because I got him into the whole situation in the first place. He couldn't reach anybody else. It was an accident. I'll never be as good a hero as he was. And you can't be that bad. I mean, if Miss Ramiro's your friend.
Quinn frowned.
Don't say that. I never thought for a moment that I would stop something I was doing for so long that it became a part of me. Something unhealthy. Russell gave me hope that if I stopped, my life would be better. He believed in me, but I let him down, and I fell off the wagon, so to speak. I cracked. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you are what you believe you are. If you keep having that attitude, you won't be a good hero. But I say you can.
You really think so, mister? Thank you.
A small smile grew on the boy's face. Quinn smiled and ruffled the young boy's hair.
Now go inside and give Russ those flowers. He'll be happy to see you're all right.
Okay. Wait.
Cornelius glanced over. The doctor was still with Russell.
Do you remember your name, sir?
Yeah, of course I do. I'm Russell Flippin' Ramiro.
Flippin'?
Oh, the inside joke. That's not my actual middle name.
Russell seemed to be doing just fine, but Cornelius still wanted to see him. He spied a window into the room not far away and walked up to it. It was a bit high off the ground, and he could barely see into it. He got up on his tiptoes. Quinn had forgotten that the doctor was still inside with Russell, but he smiled and he seemed to be back to his old self. He noticed that Cornelius was having trouble looking through the window.
Let me help you with that, buddy.
Quinn lifted the boy up at his waist and smiled through the window, peeping his head around the boy so Russell could see him. Cornelius was a bit startled by being picked up, but didn't freak out. As Quinn lifted him up, he saw Russell clearly. He frowned to have him in his current condition. He looked so hurt, with the cuts, the bruises, the IV in his arm.
Wave, so he sees us.
Just then, Russell glanced over. He saw Cornelius and Quinn and instantly lit up. He smiled wide and his dimples emerged.
Hey guys, thanks for wishing me well. Take care of each other, and I'll do my best to recover in the meantime.
Cornelius smiled a sheepish smile and waved. Russell returned the wave. Quinn smiled since he couldn't wave back.
Mr. Romero, you shouldn't be moving that arm so soon.
Ugh, fine, have it your way.
He then raised the other arm that wasn't crushed under the tree and waved with that.
Good thing I have 2 of these. See you guys later.
Call me when you get out. I'd come back and visit again, but it seems I have some unpacking to do. Have Rosanna give you my number again.
Russell nodded and smiled a bittersweet smile. Sure, a lot of things were going to be different now, but he was happy he wasn't going to have to go through this big change alone. Cornelius did his best to smile back. He looked up at Quinn.
You can let me down now, Mr. Quinn.
He sat the boy down and placed his hands in his pockets.
I'm going to head out now. Will you be all right? I'm assuming your mother is here, too.
Yeah, I think I will be okay. And yeah, my mother just went to park the car. She'll be back here soon. So, maybe I'll see you again, Mr. Quinn? Thank you for all your help.
Cornelius looked sheepishly at the ground.
No problem, kid. If you'll be hanging around Russell, I'll most likely see you again. Be good or you'll be lonesome.
He ruffled Cornelius's hair once more. Quinn then turned around and looked down at his shoes as he walked and how they made a little noise on the clean, glossy floor. Russell wasn't a time traveler anymore, but he didn't mean it was an excuse to keep stealing. As a matter of fact, it was a reason to stop. Russell was the reason to stop. He had no idea what he would do with his life now that he was finished. Done. No more cons for the rest of his life. His life was just one big adventure story. One big lie. And Russell was the one who kept him honest, who showed him what life could be like outside of that lie. It was time to pull the curtains and end this show. It was running for far too long. Now he could step into the audience, away from the curtain, and into truth. The end.
I am so done.
Everybody, if you guys could see the faces in this audience, everybody's like, you know that thing where you like cover your mouth with your hands and you're like, that's everybody right now.
Oh my god.
Christy and I were joking that like when you're reading this, you're gonna be like, and then Russell, I can't do this.
He was alive.
Yes.
That was where I couldn't do it. I was like, oh my god.
See,
He's
you know what I
alive.
did, Jamie? Because I'm a terrible person. You see the roles here written up at the top?
Yeah, you didn't put him in the list. It's because you're a horrible person.
I taught her to be a terrible person. I actually didn't tell her to do that, but I'm like, I'm proud of you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, I was literally crying and having an anxiety attack because I was crying.
Yeah.
Georgia
she
was holding my hand, and Jamie was rubbing my back. seriously could not take this.
He was shaking. I was so scared.
I'm not gonna lie, I was shaking too.
Oh my goodness, guys,
okay.
it's fiction. It's supposed to be fine. But it's
I have great feels right now. No, because you don't understand. The be good or you... I can't even say it.
it's okay.
The be good or you'll be lonesome line was my last line in that script. And I got that from my grandfather who passed away a couple years ago.
Oh.
And I realized that's my last line.
Well, no. What about the curtains closing?
I know, but that was
Yeah.
narrator, but that was the last thing he said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just something that Quinn would say because he's lonely, because he's not good. And Grant Pete said that all the time.
Sorry.
Do we want to go to a song so we can kind of all take
yeah.
a breather?
No, I want to cry for a little bit.
Yeah. Let's get that song on, and then we can
yes.
we can take a minute.
We can
Georgia.
take these songs on and yeah. Jamie, you want to get the song?
Yeah.
Let's get the song.
Where's our
Wait,
iPod?
I have to say this.
Okay.
The whole time I was reading that, I thought of Georgia. And we were practicing it, and I put ourselves in such situation, and darn it, Georgia. I'm sorry. No, it's not you. I'm just saying I love you so much. And I can't dang it. I'm so...
It's okay.
We told you it was going to be an emotional night.
It's
folks.
bad enough that I was crying earlier today.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Jamie, get the song on. It's okay. It's okay.
I can't do this right now.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Do we have your iPod?
Yeah.
My iPod died.
Oh,
It's on here now.
Okay.
Let me change it so it doesn't.
Yes.
Okay, but what are our songs called?
Yes. What are we going to play?
The first one is the sad one, so I will cry during this one.
Yes.
Okay.
That's okay.
It's from the movie Brothers Bloom.
No.
Hey!
No. I'm done. I am done.
I'm so done too. I'm done.
We had
Georgia's walking out the door.
we had sort of a work meeting / movie
really
and ice
did.
cream night, and we watched the Brothers Bloom, and it was awesome. But
Somebody
we
get
were
the
having
thingy.
it explained how Russell and Quinn are very much based on these characters. Okay.
Yeah.
Or
Have
at least
pluggy.
the con man thing. I was
Like,
inspired
basic
by
idea.
Yeah.
the con man.
Yeah.
And I was like, con artists are cool. I want to write a story. And I was watching it one day because I like making spoofs of movies. And since this is my favorite movie ever, I want to make a spoof this summer. And I'm going to play Mark Ruffalo's character.
Yes.
And so I watched the credits all the way through because I'm like, I never watched the credits all the way through. For some reason, I really want to. And there was a song at the end of it, and it was beautiful. And I bought it on iTunes, and I'm like, and I listened to it, and I'm like, Georgia, it's totally Russell and Quinn. Because before we wrote this over break, by the way.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
spring break in which we tortured you guys, and we didn't know that if you didn't know if Russell was alive.
Yeah.
Jamie was totally surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just working under the assumption anymore that he was dead.
Yeah,
I just
we-
assumed he was just.
That's probably why
wow.
you're freaking out because it's like, this is the last one. He is dead.
You just
I was
looked
like,
over
where
at
do you
me
go from
when
there?
Quinn read the paper and it's like, oh, it turns out he didn't die. You just looked over and you're like, whoosh. Hey, Georgia.
Your face
Betrayed
literally
me.
said, I'm
Yes.
so done.
I wanted to look up, but
Yeah.
I decided beforehand that I was not going to make eye contact with anyone while I was doing it.
Yeah. But,
Okay.
get the thingy ready and I'll...
It's ready to go.
It's
if you wanna
ready?
Hit the mics.
Oh, I'll hit my
Yes, if you can pull him to.
Okay, I'm gonna
What's
turn-
the name of the song?
mic 2 off. The name of the song is, The Fabulist by Nathan Johnson. It is from the Brothers Bloom original soundtrack. Listen to it and cry like I
Yes.
will in about a few seconds. Oh, wow.
Okay.
We had some extreme feedback there.
Yeah.
Why is it so loud right now?
I don't know.
Oh,
It's
I know
really
why
loud.
Okay.
Oh, that's why.
I'm sorry. I had turned it up so we could hear it in the studio, and I think I accidentally turned up your headphones extremely loud.
you did. And I was just
sorry.
like, why are we really, really
I'm
loud?
so sorry.
Okay,
Have y'all had a good cry now?
I didn't cry. I was swaying my arms with Jamie and I was singing.
Yes.
That actually made me happier.
Okay.
I'm such a weird person.
It's okay. But
That's why you're in art.
I know.
Exactly. Would you guys like to talk about this while you're finding the next song then?
Yeah, please
Okay.
do.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'd like to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
Did you?
What are your feelings, Clarice?
Just coming into this.
Yeah,
I was
coming
gonna
into this
say
crazy
I
thing.
haven't actually heard this, and like the background story was pretty epic. And then like as you guys are like emotionally like acting through this, I just like was compounded with immense feelings, wave
Immense
after wave,
feels.
and like people are crying, and like I'm getting blurry eyed just from their tears. So
Oh, I'm
it's
really
just-
sorry.
Oh no! It's a good feeling and
It's a
everything.
sad is happy for deep people sort of feeling.
Okay.
Exactly. So like,
Okay.
I'm so
Oh,
happy that like people are happy that this Russell guy's alive and everything. Like, I'm glad no one's like.
I feel like Clarice is Cornelius's mother.
Aw.
guy's okay, and I'm glad. Yeah, you wanna if you guys want to hear some insight from the author, what happens now that Russell has to mentor Cornelius now because it's a one-way transfer. Cornelius can't give them powers back. So no
take
backsies. But so now Russell has to mentor Cornelius, but it's kind of convenient for Russell because Russell's 28 and Cornelius is 14.
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of weird under any other circumstances. But he comes over and he's like, "Hey, can I borrow your son?" And she's like, "This is the man that saved my son's life." So it's like, "Of course you can hang out with my son." So he's like, "Hey, sweet. Hey, Cornelius, we gotta go save people from a fire on Main Street." And Cornelius is like, "But why?"
Georgia, would you like to explain how this ending came to be?
How the ending came to you?
Yeah, what? How did
Do you remember how you were like, when at first it was just like, hey, we both like Russell and Quinn, let's see if they work together, and
Yeah.
we're like, yeah, let's do more, and then it turned into a thing, and then you're like, let's have it end this way because you had that plan already.
Oh, yeah, and I originally had the story of Russell and Cornelius. My story picks up with Cornelius, and he's this young boy that has time-traveling powers. And I'm trying to think of his origin. How did he get time-traveling powers? And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I think it'd be good to have, like, someone before him that was a time traveler and gave him these powers. I'm like, and then Russell just kind of wrote himself from that. So I'm trying to think, okay, under what circumstances would Russell give Cornelius his time traveling powers? And then, like, okay, so I'm writing this, and I'm like, okay, so that happens. Russell goes and tries to save Cornelius' mom because Russell's a sympathetic guy. But so this happens, and then he gives him his powers. And as I wrote the part, and then it's like, and then Russell passes out. I'm like to myself, I'm like, oh, I guess he has to die now. I'm like, wait, no, he doesn't.
But
Yes.
it's great though, because
Oh,
I
can
kind of
can say-
helped you.
Yeah, because in my original script, Russell just wakes up alone in the hospital.
Oh.
But now,
I know, but no.
Yeah.
Even just the fact that I mean, yeah, it's sad that he did that in your original story, but it's so much deeper now that the whole Quinn thing is involved.
Oh yeah, it makes it better.
That he like kind of did that for a reason.
Literally, I think this could be like your story because
Oh,
he's
thanks.
he's the journalist
Yeah.
and Quinn's the bad guy, and then they become friends, and then that happens, and it's just like I helped you find your beginning, bro.
You did.
I
You
really did.
This is why collaboration
I
is a
feel
good
like
thing.
that worked.
I agree. I agree.
Anyway,
I completely
this is the
agree.
next song. I
What's
know
our next song?
it probably plays all the time on the radio. I don't
But we're
really
gonna
know
play it again
because
because this is the radio.
I don't listen to radio except my own song.
That's like hipster on a whole nother level.
I know.
Listen to player pianos.
That reminds me of your character you made up, Jamie.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Georgia and I are currently working. We actually started. We finally started on this.
Yes.
And I say finally as if that was completely my fault.
It's okay.
But-
It's okay.
But we started, so we have Ace and Jesse and my
Yeah.
character, who you will meet when he's out there. And it's started and it's happening, and I'm excited.
Yeah, but his
And
name
then
is
I'm
Drake.
gonna be part 2, aren't I?
Yeah, that's
so
Yeah, we already have a
excited.
part 2 planned. for
That's
this part one.
exciting.
I love when that
This is
happens.
so exciting. Yes.
It's great.
Okay,
I'm
wait,
really
What's our song?
okay. I know it probably plays on the radio all the time, but please do not view it as one of those songs because I totally don't. I listened to this song and I was like, wow, this totally relates to Russell and Quinn. I have a weird accent going on right now, and I don't know
okay.
why.
That's alright.
But Georgia was like, "Wait a minute! You told me the title of the song. I'm done. It's
What?
called It's Time by
You're killing me, bro.
by Imagine Dragons.
You're killing me, bro.
Oh, Grace is excited too.
Yeah. You guys know the song. Listen to the lyrics, and you'll be like, oh man, it totally works.
Oh man, dude.
So here you go.
Oh, no,
Imagine
bro.
Dragons. It's time. Listening to WRMU 91.1 Stark Actors on the Airwaves. That was Imagine Dragons. It's time. And I surprisingly didn't cry to either of those songs.
You're having too much fun.
Yeah.
I
Singing
am.
along.
That was great. We were all singing, and
It was a lot
I
of
kind
fun.
of just want to play that again in the studio before we leave, just
Yes,
because.
we can do that.
Because that was great.
Yep.
And, okay.
Yeah.
So where do we go from here, guys?
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know what to do now that this is done.
It's like
you're gonna
it's
have to wait for our script now.
exactly. It's like you know
But
when
we
you really,
kind of sort of have something planned too.
yeah, but it's like you know when you're reading a really good book
Yeah.
and then it ends and it's like man that was a really good book but now I miss it.
Yeah.
So-
It's like let's read it
Hangover.
again.
Yeah. So I mean, Christina, you and I are creative. We'll think of more things. These guys are creative. We'll think of more. This is not the end.
Yes.
Okay.
So
This
it's
is
like
not the
yeah.
end.
This is a great beginning. It really is because after these scripts, I was like, you know what? We have a new format. We have
That's
a new
true. We have-
episodic because you get more into it.
You do.
You really do because the other ones is like, oh, that was cute. Okay, next one. These ones are like, what's gonna happen next?
Exactly.
And it's really great.
love it.
So, which
I
is why I
love it.
made the Twitter page.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
and Star Factors is gonna be a great thing, guys. I have lots of plans for us.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
We are going to places.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I just want to do a little plug-in for
Go,
myself.
do it. You are the director. Do it. Do
This
it.
is your show, woman.
Yeah. So I asked Rudy Roddenkamp, the one of the theater professors here, and I was like, "Hey, I'm really interested in directing. You think I can do one next year?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure. I mean, you might have to gather some people together and talk to a few people, but you can do whatever you want." And I'm pretty sure. I mean, just like talk to people, and I'm pretty sure they'll say yeah. And I'm like, yeah. And then he suggested our show. He's like, hey, you have that show. And he's like, why don't you do something with those people or do something that you kind of do on there? And I'm like, that's a fantastic idea. So, yeah, if you're interested in being in a performance, heck, we could probably even write it.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of want to do this. Or something. I don't know. But I'm just really excited, and I kind of wanted to share my excitement.
Oh, yeah.
For anyone
Share
who
your excitement.
cares.
Yes.
And we will keep them updated on that through
Yes.
this
Twitter and
through
Facebook.
Twitter.
That we have now.
Facebook.
What?
Y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna get
I
big,
super
guys.
excited
Yes.
about.
We're gonna
This is
get really big.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I'm just pointing that out there.
Yeah. So I'd like to any closing comments on either of the scripts or to any of us asking us any questions as authors or
I think. Are we good?
you all did a wonderful job tonight. I just wanted to say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you did too.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks.
I
Well, I didn't want to neglect it, but is there more questions about me? I like me. Let's talk about me.
I
Georgia show now.
Exactly.
guys.
Get out of here, other people. What's that?
want to hear it from Elizabeth because I feel like she's not talking to us because she's
shell shocked.
she's full of feels. I really want to hear from you.
Well, I also know that it's getting late, but
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
I think it was a wonderful character arc because I'm big on characters. I like characters a lot, and I think especially toward the very end, it all wrapped up very nicely. And
Oh,
it wasn't like all of a sudden, bam, character development. It was you can see how it developed, even from I didn't come in at the very beginning, so.
Yeah. Because you
I've-
just
I've
kind of
seen
came
it.
in like what 2/3 or
don't
like a
know.
third of the way through. Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah,
You saw most of it. You saw the good stuff.
Yeah.
I did.
You
I
did.
did.
I'm glad you saw it. Clarice, what do you think? Even though this is your first time, I know you said you're a little you were shocked.
I was gonna say I'm glad that you didn't abandon Russell, kind of like in your character, like how you were saying you were in your first plan you were going to. I'm really happy that you didn't.
Me too.
Because
Let him wake up all by himself.
I was gonna say it was such more of an impact even without knowing like the full story, but even just this little snippet and everything, all like the emotions from the characters, I thought was so well written.
Oh, thank you.
Anytime.
Thank you. But yeah, it's just like sometimes you collaborate with people and make your original idea more complete or add on to it, make it better.
It's nice.
Yeah,
It's
it
nice.
really
Yeah,
is.
Jamie, what do you want to add? Because we're gonna close soon. I'm just going
Oh.
around the table.
Okay.
Oh God. I'm really glad that Russell lived.
I know
I
you
mean,
did. That's
we
how-
had you-
I should have kind of seen that coming. I think just because I knew about Cornelius having
Yeah.
a story,
Yeah.
but I really just thought he had died.
Really?
Like, I legit wrote him
Seriously?
off as dead. Yeah.
Okay, because I was writing this. I'm like, nobody's going to believe me. I'm Georgia.
No, I did.
I know, right?
I just took it as
Wow.
he was done, and then I thought this was just going
Props
to be
to
like
Georgia.
Quinn and Rosanna
Thanks.
and Cornelius like
Wow.
dealing with what do we do from here?
That
Wow.
would be super
So,
depressing.
yeah.
It would be. That's why I didn't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
See,
So I was happy with that.
Okay.
I was happy with that.
I'm glad.
Yes.
Elizabeth, what you said earlier, because you saw the picture because as Christine and I are planning all this out, I drew a picture of Quinn and Russell's laying there, and he's like, man, wake up. And Elizabeth saw this, and she's like, what is this? I'm like, it's just a goofy doodle. And then she's like, no, it's not. And then she's like, I remember this. And we're like, she knows.
Well, because I saw both. I didn't even just see the doodle. I saw the doodle and the real drawing.
Yeah, there was like, Russell had like X eyes. And he's like, wake up, you son of a biscuit. But we thought the line was so funny, we put it in there anyway.
Yeah, I put it in there. Because they're both goofballs, so I just figured it'd work. We both figured it'd work.
Yeah, did you notice his profile picture was like, peace sign?
I know, I like that they used his profile picture.
Yeah.
That's funny. Always be careful what you put on social media because you never know what will be the picture that they choose if you're in the paper.
I know, right?
Exactly.
Wait, I was going to make a comment.
What were you going to say? About
Russell
and Cornelia? Yeah.
not being alone. I'm like trying to literally just go back through what we were talking about.
The drawings.
Drawing,
Yeah,
thank you.
what about that?
Georgia also drew me this really, really small drawing, but it made me cry. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. When Quinn puts the locket in Russell's limp hand, and he says, besides, I think you look better on you, buddy. And she drew that for me, and I was like, Georgia, why do you torture me?
I just said this, I'm like, here.
Why would you do that?
She's like, look, I drew his beautiful hand. You should be happy. I'm like, no, I'm sad.
I'm like, why don't you like this? I drew his hand. Because she likes hands, like
Yeah, I
how
love
nice
hands.
and formed they are. I'm like, hey, I drew you a nice picture. Like, really sent it to me. I'm like, hey, there you go. And you're like, Georgia, what? I'm like, I thought you would like it. And I'm being a complete goof. But yeah, that's a very emotional drawing. Okay, before I forget, and I wanted to mention the locket thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is a little bonus for all of you.
Okay.
Do you guys want to know what happens to the locket?
Yes. Throw it in the ocean.
Oh, my
This
goodness.
isn't the
I love
Titanic.
you.
I was thinking Harry Potter, so
I was thinking Titanic, too.
After all this time.
Yes.
always.
Okay, keeping true to Russell's character, he's not going to keep it, but he goes to turn it in because somebody it would belong to somebody, so he goes to turn it in, but there's a reward money for it.
Oh my God!
What?
Does he buy Rosanna?
Oh, actually, no, I didn't even think of that, but sorry to disappoint, but with
No. We discussed this in LARP.
Okay,
You said
Yeah.
he
really wanted
Yes.
to have that engagement ring you got.
okay, what happens is
Wow, you really are curling up on the floor.
Yes. Okay, I gotta explain this real quick. I'm sorry, but the whole thing was Russell didn't. It's okay. Russell didn't turn Quinn in, and but he was like really distraught over it because he's like, man, the reward for turning that thief in, I was gonna use that money that I got to get an engagement ring for Rosanna. So that's like Jamie's main point. And she's like, did she use it?
No, because he was looking at engagement rings and then it didn't happen.
never happened.
I wanted it to.
I'm sorry. But what?
Okay, I'm headcanoning that.
It's but what he
Fanfiction.
yes, but what he actually does, I may address that in the future or think of something, but what he actually does, he turns this locket in, he gets some reward money, but what he does with it is he goes and he buys another locket and he puts a picture of the three of them when they went to the donut shop and they were riding in the taxi and he and he snapped a picture of all three of them and he puts that in the new locket he bought with the reward money. So it's
sweet.
like it's from Quinn, but it's not exactly the locket
It's
he
not
stole.
the stolen one.
Yeah, so
I like that. I feel like that
Yeah.
fits with him.
yeah. But yeah, I totally didn't think that. Yeah.
No,
just to
you brought that up though
gotta-
because you were like, Russell's like, if she's gonna be my wife, I want to work for the money. And I was just like, the feels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you said that.
But hey, this is like Russell. He's madly in love with Roseanne. He's gonna find a way.
Yeah.
He's gonna find a way.
Good.
So
Okay.
I can leave you with that.
Because Jamie's over here like, because if not, I'm gonna write that.
I am.
You are
I
gonna
swear.
write
I
that.
will hijack your characters and they will get married.
No kiss.
And
Jamie and I are gonna write fanfiction.
and Quinn would be the best man.
Yes. You know what's funny? Because like
Oh
originally
my goodness, we should totally write that.
we should look at creative things are happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's exploding.
Georgia.
Christina.
Do you want to add on to this story, but add more characters?
We could. Yeah. I was thinking of doing an epilogue with you. Like
Yeah. I was thinking of adding Kiefer and have him be like a bad guy.
The creative process, folks.
Is like right in front of you.
right before your very ears.
Yeah.
I was wondering
yeah,
where
this
you were
is-
going
I'll
with
be saying
that.
that on Twitter.
Yes. But this isn't the end. This is just kind of wrapping up the chapter.
Yes.
After the show. 'cause
Yeah.
we're
But we're wrapping up this chapter, and I'm glad you guys were here with us for the journey.
Yes.
But yeah.
Oh
and
gosh, yes.
Do you guys like the locket tidbit? Yeah.
I like the locket tidbit.
you.
I feel like that fits really well with Russell's character that he would do that.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
I'm glad. You guys.
Cute, very cute.
Thanks.
We're gonna wrap
Okay.
things up.
Yep.
I was
let's wrap
gonna
them up.
add something and I don't. Oh, okay. Since. Okay, I really like the fact that I established this whole thing here,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't. Nobody probably looks at this, but on the Facebook page, if you click on the about thing,
Mhm.
I write down everybody who has been involved. Like I wrote down Beth Karapanish's name because she was my co-founder. She was
Yeah.
the one who was like, "Hey, you should do this."
Mhm.
So, but I wrote down she's not in it anymore, but she
Yeah.
officially was, so she's still
Yeah.
on the list. So everybody who technically is involved for like more than like 2 or 3 shows,
You get
Get
listed
unlisted.
in the thing.
and you stay there forever. And if this thing like goes on, then your just name will be like
Go
on
down
there.
in history.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's my little plug.
So that's incentive to get writing and get involved and come collaborate with us.
Exactly. And just
Yeah.
because it's plain fun.
I
Yes.
think the radio people here told me they're like, I think you're the first radio drama we've had in like years.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad we're bringing this back.
Yeah.
We're hipsters.
We are.
we really are. Screw music. We're gonna do plays that make you cry.
Exactly. Because, yeah, Christina told me, she's like, hey, dude, guess what I just did? I'm like, I want in on this.
I know.
Yeah.
I think I did that too. I freaked out a little bit.
Yeah, you did. You were
Yeah.
totally excited.
It
You
was
and Savannah were
radio
like,
stuff. Because
you're
I
like,
was fresh
"This
off working
thing?
at the radio
What's
station.
this thing?"
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a thing.
It was a thing.
All right. Are
All
we
right.
good?
We gotta
Are we
go.
good, guys?
'cause
We gotta
totally-
head out. Go to
yeah,
bed.
Everybody's getting sleepy. I cried like 3 times today.
I
My
cried at
eyes are
least
sore.
twice today, too.
Let's all have a round of applause for Russell and Quinn. And yeah, good show, guys.
Good show. Pat, pat everybody on the back. Pat your neighbor on the back. There we go.
I'll pat you.
There we go.
I'll pat you.
Ear
Okay.
pats for the people who
We're
have the-
gonna sign off and boop 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 boop. George is the co-host. You're
Okay.
The boop
Okay.
is an interesting sound effect.
yes. Okay, signing off.
Clarice.
And Elizabeth.
And Jamie.
And Georgia.
And your host, Christina Zorich. You were listening to WRMU 91.1 Stark Actors on the Airwaves. And we really hope you enjoyed it today.
Tune in next time.
Tune in next week. We'll have more stuff. We love you. Eat some ice cream. Have a good night.